All right, let's play this audio. This is almost like, I just want to start by saying this is not some type of Saturday Night Live sketch. Michael Savage apparently still alive, and still has a very successful radio show, is my understanding, as far as these things go. Well, Savage and Alex Jones were brought together, apparently, and this is a 3-minute long clip, but it's worth every second.
Oh, so worth it.
Do you think they're going to be successful in their takeover plan? If this was a ball game, Dr. Savage, what's the score right now? Patriots versus the French Revolution crazies.
Oh, the guillotines are ready. The guillotines are ready, and they're greasing the skids for the blades.
Pause it.
Yeah.
There's a lot of metaphors here. Just be aware that there's a lot of mixed metaphors. They're talking about, is this part of the takeover? Is this just of specifically of Texas, or is this just in general?
I think they're talking Baltimore still, actually.
This is
Okay.
everything, man.
There you
This
go.
is big picture.
It's a big picture. Go ahead.
Yeah, are they going to be successful? How much more successful can they be, Alex? Internment camps? I mean, what's next with this group of maniacs?
Don't they have a
I don't want to
problem?
just turn it into the book, but I have to talk about Countdown to Mecca.
No, I want to get to that. We're going to break in just a moment because I know it ties into it. But let me just ask you this then, because the book's so important and I want to promote it. But just the 2 minutes before we go to break, the police are super awake despite all their problems. The country's disintegrating. I mean, what do you expect? The military, from what I've seen, is super awake to what's going on. Doesn't that give the socialists, the globalists, a problem? Isn't that their Achilles heel?
No, because Obama gutted all of the combat veterans who could have led a movement against an illegitimate government. He started it right after Benghazi. I named them in my last book. One general after the other was purged like Stalin purged them, only instead of shooting them, first they smeared the generals. He got drunk in Moscow. You hear this? He got drunk in Moscow, so they fired the chief of our nuclear arsenal, the man who knew how to run the nuclear system. He was fired for getting drunk in Moscow. Another one was found with a gambling chip in his trousers after going gambling. I mean, if that was the score here, they would have all quit. I guarantee they've done more than get drunk and go gambling. So, no, they're gone. The police have been deballed by this illegitimate, racist administration. Holder has deballed the police. Look what they've done in various cities, using the pretext of racism, all lies, to deball the police. So, yeah, the police are there. They're brave and they're armed. The military is there. They're brave and they're armed. But who's going to lead them?
Pause it.
Without an...
Now, I don't know if you've seen Game of Thrones, but those guys, the ones who have been deballed.
Oh, the Unsullied.
Yeah, the Unsullied. They seem pretty tough to me. Continue.
Napoleon, where did the troops go?
Well, that's another point. That's why George Soros got caught, as you know, openly trying to fund the white instigators they send in to chant, kill the pigs and all this, and then they get away with it. It's so clear they're trying to start a civil war.
Remember my last book, Stop the Coming Civil War?
Yes.
Well, guess what? It started. We don't have to talk about it. Has there been a civil war? Yeah, it's a slow-burning civil war. What do you think we're looking at here? It's a race war. These are their shock troops. These are their shock troops. And they don't have the brown shirts yet. They don't have the armbands. But soon Obama could deputize them. Isn't that a natural army for him, Alex?
It is. That's what he called for, a national security force.
Take the Crips and the Bloods, give them a green uniform, and give them a weapon. And they'll keep order in the streets, won't they?
It's so crazy, and history's repeating itself. It's just bizarro.
I don't even know how
What are you talking
I
about?
don't even know how to respond to this.
Isn't it great? Well, first point, how great are they at product placement?
Every
You think
single
that-
thing reminds
Michael,
me
it's
so
interesting
good at
that you
that.
say that, because in my book, 20 different ways of promotion, I cover that type of product placement you're talking about.
No, I know. That's why I brought it up, because it's a really important book.
Oh, no,
And then-
it's a very important book. it follows up after my other book. The demon seed is coming out of my ass. I mean,
Do you think they're developing a demon seed program?
Well, it's interesting that you said that because, of course, I wrote a book about the demon seed program, and how we were manufacturing these things out of my ass, and this is look. Listen. Let me just say this: if you watch or listen to either one of these guys, totally understandable because it's unbelievably entertaining in some respects. But if you accept any of their news as being truthful in any way, I mean, yes, I'm sure there was a guy who was fired for being drunk and attacking guests.
And stumbling through Red Square and, quote, pouting.
Yes.
Basically, the head of our nuclear arsenal went to Russia, who we still have a somewhat tense relationship with about these things because they still have a significant arsenal and we're still pointing it at each other. We still have submarines circling around each other. The guy who is in charge of this went to Russia, got drunk, harassed people, bitched, and made a complete ass of himself, and he was fired. I also love how he goes, except unlike Stalin, they're smeared before they're shot. When was this guy shot? Are we still waiting on it?
Let's be honest. I mean, I think the only thing that we can do here is to give credit to Savage for not claiming, and I'm surprised that Alex Jones didn't jump in here, that he was, in fact, drugged. And because, now remember, the reason why this guy is being fired, according to Savage, is because he's one of the only guys who could have orchestrated a coup to get rid of our president. Because there needs to be a military coup because we've lost our democracy. It's possible that they will talk about something that's real. But these guys are not credible. And we had a caller the other day who was saying, like, some of Alex Jones' stuff is, I'm sorry. If you believe this, you are either deluded, ignorant, or a moron. I mean, I'm trying to be nice about it. Honestly. But the idea that people will listen to these guys and actually accept this as being like, this is the real news, man. It's problematic.
I want to develop a new character of drunk coup army general. So,
Mike,
I was all set to go.
Cool, and now look at me.
I'm in Russia. Now in America, you can't get drunk in Russia anymore because of the feminists.
Just because you're in charge of the nuclear arsenal, you get drunk in Red Square. All right, let's go to the phone.
It's not a country I know anymore.